You don't have to accept the fact that if we don't look exactly like the Hollywood version of the guy or the girl or the person that they want in a film, that we can say, well, these are the roles I'd like to play. This is what I'd like to do. And I can show you I can do it by going out and creating something. What's up, everybody? My name is Brian Evans, and I am an actor, director, writer, and producer. And on today's show, I'm going to be talking to you a little bit about why I got started producing, because initially I was just an actor. I want to talk to you about what happened as a result of that. And I also want to talk about how this might be something that you might consider as an actor because of the opportunities it provides. So if that sounds like something you're interested, you're a little bit excited about that, do me a favor, hit that like button as well as that subscribe button so you can be on my list and know every single time a video comes out. If you want that, you can hit that notifications bell, and I recommend you do, because I'm going to be hitting you guys with as much free material as possible. So let's jump right into it. Now, when I first got started, I was an intern for a radio personality in New York. And as a result of that relationship, I ran across a number of people. One of these guys was an actor, and he had created a short film. He invited me down to check this short film out. And at the time, quite honestly, I didn't even know what a short film was. When I went down to check this short film out, it just so happened that the film was only about 7 or 10 minutes long. And then when the lights came up, I realized that every person that was involved in making this film was sitting in the audience with me. That really changed my perspective on things, because I thought that films were something that were done way out in Hollywood, 3,000 miles away. And so it got me a little bit excited, but I just had no idea how to start taking steps to make it happen. But I slept on it, and as a real weird coincidence, the next day when I went into one of the many jobs that I had, a friend of mine just happened to have a book on screenwriting. And so I was like, oh, that's interesting. I just saw the short film last night. And he's like, oh yeah, this is a really good book about screenwriting. Do you want to borrow it? And so as a result, I borrowed this book, and long story short, it just really excited me, got me inspired, and I decided I was going to go ahead and write a script. I came into work actually every day about 45 minutes to an hour early so I could work on my script before my boss got there. And before long, I had, probably about 4 or 5 weeks later, I had a completed screenplay. I didn't know if it was any good. I shared it with a bunch of people that I knew, and they said it was good. Well, knowing I didn't know anything about filmmaking, I did decide to try to get my screenplay into the hands of a studio or an agency. And so in all the calls that I made, a friend of mine actually had someone that he knew at a pretty major agency. Now, that person was cool enough to get the script to someone in their department, and that person did coverage on the film, which is just to read the script and see if it might be good enough for that agency to consider. And when they did that, I got back some pretty good marks on what the story was. But through the grapevine, I heard that the story was based around myself and my family, so they knew it was going to be a primarily African-American cast. And what they said was that the dialogue didn't ring true because African-Americans don't talk like that. Black people don't talk like that. So of course I thought, what the For him to make a general statement like that kind of blew me away. It made me kind of think, well, this person probably doesn't have anything against me, but he has his own version of what this group of people speak like, act like. But if I've got to not only write a good script, a good story, but I also have to convince people that the truth is the truth when it comes to my own culture, it made me say, nah, that's not going to work. That's too many hurdles to jump. In order for me to succeed, I'm going to have to do this myself. Now, you might say, well, that was a crazy thing to do, and it was a crazy thing to do because I had no experience at all, quite honestly, at the time. I don't know what made me think I could do it, but I did think I could. It turned out that I actually was able to pull off making the film. And, I guess a bunch of you may be saying, well, what happened as a result, Brian? It's great that you did a film, but what actually happened? Well, what happened was that film ended up being released a bunch of different places. One, it was released in theaters around the country. It played in New York, Chicago, Atlanta, DC, and a number of other cities around the United States, which was amazing. And then it went even further than that. Once it got done with this theatrical run, it actually ended up playing on the Starz network and was licensed for about 18 months across the Starz network. It went on beyond that and actually ended up playing on ABC networks and affiliates around the country as well. So I got to play on Channel 7 here in New York City, which was a huge deal. My parents got to see it in a theater in DC. My friends got to see it in a theater in LA. It was just an amazing set of events that really happened. And it just opened up my mind to what is possible. Okay? And this is the reason why I'm telling you guys this story today, because you just don't know what's possible until you go ahead and get started and try to do what it is that you're trying to do. I talk to actors all the time about the fact that they should start creating their own material because of the many things that happen as a result of that. Not only did the film do well, I started to get offered acting roles. And not all of them were great, but those acting roles were so much better than the opportunities that I was getting from the agency that I happened to be with at that time and the manager that I was working with at that time, because they were looking at the work that I had just done and they understood who and what I was, and it got me opportunities. I mean, and that's all I think all of us are looking for. We are sitting in a time right now, a moment in history, and probably for the first time, when we as actors do not have to sit around waiting for an opportunity to show up. We don't have to take whatever is offered in terms of roles. We don't have to accept the fact that if we don't look exactly like the Hollywood version of the guy or the girl or the person that they want in a film, that we can say, well, these are the roles I'd like to play. This is what I'd like to do. And I can show you I can do it by going out and creating something. It's something that I did. It's something that is still helping me. As a matter of fact, just a few months ago, I ended up starring against a household name. The film is going to be coming out later this year. And there is no way I would have had the opportunity to sit across, direct this person, as well as star in a film across from this person. That person starred opposite Will Smith in a film, starred in Quentin Tarantino's work in Kill Bill. There's a lot of things that came my way because I decided to start creating, and it's something that you could do starting today. So I want to just say one or two things to leave you with. People sitting behind the audition desk, they are operating from their own perspective on the world, okay? You as an actor have the opportunity now to operate according to your perspective on the world. You don't have to be at the behest of whatever vision the person behind the desk has for what you can play. You can decide what you want to play and then go and prove it. You want to play a doctor, if you want to play a lawyer, if you want to play a astrophysicist, you can create work that does that shows people what you want to be presented as to the world. Represent yourself, in other words, represent yourself to the world the way that you want to be seen, because when you do that, that's the way they see you and opportunities begin to come your way. So if you're thinking about creating your own material and you don't know if you're ready, just go ahead into the description below. It's called How to Know If You're Ready. How to Know If You're Ready lists the 7 most common indicators that you might be ready to start creating your own material today. See if you're ready. If you think you are, then there's something there as well that may help you to get started. This is something that each and every one of us can do. This PDF is absolutely 100% free, so do take advantage of it while it lasts. And I hope that you guys are all thinking, hey, maybe I should get started creating my own material. There is nothing to lose. There's every single thing to gain. And you may have an opportunity waiting for you that you're just sitting on because you're not out here doing this. So think about it, get the PDF, and come back for the next video. I'm Brian Evans, Actors Revolution, and I'll talk to you guys soon.